Good evening and welcome to the St. Charles Parish Council meeting on Monday, February 21st, 2022 at 6 p.m. in the council chambers in the parish courthouse. Please silence all electronic devices and remove all hats. This meeting is called to order with the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance from Father Anthony with St. Anthony of Padua Catholic Church in Louisville.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Let us unite in heart and mind, brothers and sisters, to praise the Lord God, who has blessed us to live in the best parish in the state of Louisiana, to live in the best country in the world. Let us pray for the guarantee of freedom, equality, security, the conversion of sinners, God's favor and His Spirit upon our leaders. I am compelled by the Holy Spirit this day to ask us all to unite in spirit and dedicate St. Charles Parish to the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit for the future of our people, especially for the discipline of our children, the safety and conduct of all we hope to do and say, that God's blessing, especially regarding faith and hope and love, will govern this land forever. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Thank you, Father Anthony. A motion and a second is needed to approve the minutes from the regular meeting of February 7th. I have a motion by Ms. Fonseca, second by Mr. Dufresne. Please cast your votes. And that motion passes with 9 yeas. Okay, special businesses. Proclamation. Crew of Gold Timers Day. Mr. Jewell.
Thank you, Chairman. Proclamation. Whereas on Thursday, February 24th, 2022, the Crew of Gold Timers will host its annual Mardi Gras dance at the Edward A. Dufresne Community Center in Louisville, Louisiana. And whereas this dance is traditionally enjoyed by hundreds of senior citizens of St. Charles Parish each year for a day of fellowship and festivity. And whereas this event sponsored and organized by the St. Charles Council on Aging Incorporated, the St. Charles Parish Department of Parks and Recreation, and the Retired Senior Volunteer Program, RSVP, their staff and volunteers make this event possible. And whereas the residents and senior citizens of St. Charles Parish are truly grateful for their dedication and hard work, now therefore be resolved that we, the members of the St. Charles Parish Council and the Parish President, do hereby proclaim Thursday, February 24th, 2022 as Crew of Gold Timers Day. Be it further resolved that on behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, we do by here extend our sincere thanks and appreciation to the St. Charles Parish Council on Aging, the St. Charles Parish Department of Parks and Recreation, and the Retired Seniors and Volunteer Program, agency staff, members, and volunteers for their contributions to the Crew of Gold Timers. Here to accept tonight, I think we have Ms. April Keller and Mr. Dwayne Foray.
In front of the seal. There you go. one.
Mr. Chair, members of the council, Parish President Jew, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Each department takes a lot of pride in issuing these programs. We had to cancel last year due to the circumstances surrounding our country. We ask that all seniors come out and pass a good time, and we ask you to come out and support our program. And thank you so much for the proclamation. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, next on our list is 2022-004, Proclamation, the Crew of Lowell Day. Ms. Cooley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Proclamation, whereas on Saturday, February 26, 2022 at noon, the Crew of Lowell will celebrate its 45th annual Mardi Gras parade through the streets of Luling. And whereas the Crew of Lowell parade is traditionally enjoyed by thousands of citizens that line the parade route each year for a day of fellowship and festivity. And whereas this event is organized and directed by Ms. Wanda Candies, Mr. Russell Love, Mr. Charles Oob III, Ms. Debbie Dufresne Vial, Mr. Randy Love, Ms. Quincy Berthelot, and Ms. Beth Landry, 7 citizens who give of their time and talent to make this event possible. And whereas the residents of St. Charles Parish are truly grateful for their dedication and hard work, now therefore be it resolved, we, the members of the St. Charles Parish Council and the Parish President, do hereby proclaim Saturday, February 26, 2022, as Crew of Lowell Day. Be it further resolved, Saturday, February 26, 2022, is hereby declared a day of fun and festivity in St. Charles Parish. Be it further resolved, on behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, we do hereby extend our sincere thanks and appreciation to Ms. Wanda Candies, Mr. Russell Love, Mr. Charles Oob III, Ms. Debbie Dufresne Vial, Mr. Randy Love, Ms. Quincy Berthelot, and Ms. Beth Landry for their contributions to the Crew of Lowell. And I have to say, on behalf of all the residents of our parish, we do appreciate the hard work that goes into this every year, and it's gone on for decades. I'm glad to see the next generation is going to be brought in to help continue this great tradition. Randy?
King and Queen, go. Wait, come on. King and Queen. I'll go. Oh, yeah, you got room.
I'm gonna take 2, okay? Okay.
Just want to thank our parish and the sheriff's department for putting this, helping us out with this. It really means a lot, and we know y'all do a lot of work to get this going, and thank you.
All righty, next on the list, 2022-0041, in recognition, Mr. Russell Diggs Sr. and Miss Angele Gerard Diggs, 2020 King and Queen, the Crew of Lowell. Mr. Jewell.
Thank you, Chairman. 2022 Crew of Lowell, Mr. Russell Diggs Sr. and Miss Angele Gerard Diggs. On behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, I am honored to present you the 2022 King and Queen of the Crew of Lowell, the Scroll of St. Charles Parish, and the Key of St. Charles Parish. On Saturday, March 5th, 2022, you will reign as King and Queen of fun and festivity. As your royal subjects, we request that you suspend all daily labors, fees, and any other impediments that may interfere with your public enjoyment. We request that you cancel all cares and quarrels, directing every effort towards fun and merrymaking without confusing Mardi Gras with other issues. We look forward to your reign on a bright and beautiful day in St. Charles Parish. Congratulations and best wishes for an exciting and memorable day.
Yeah, back up a little bit, please. There you go. Hold on, one more.
All hail the King and Queen of Louisville.
Come on, Sol, get up here and say something.
My hat's off.
Come up here. Come up here.
My hat's off to the crew of Lou. Well, everybody here, man, I got a big mouth. My hat's off to the crew of Lou for selecting me and my beautiful wife to be king and queen of the year 2022. I just wish this key worked for everything I want to do. I love y'all. Thank y'all, councilman. Y'all have a blessed evening.
All right, next on our agenda is 2022-0042. In recognition, Ms. Faye Landry Care, 2022 Grand Marshal, Crew of Lou. Mr. Jewell.
Thank you, Chairman. Grand Marshal 2022, Crew of Louisville, Ms. Faye Landry Care. On behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, I welcome Ms. Faye Landry Care, 2022 Grand Marshal of the Crew of Louisville. On Saturday, March 5th, 2022, you shall perform your duties as Grand Marshal of the Crew the Crew of Louisville, and bring joy and merriment to the citizens of St. Charles Parish. It is because of your wisdom and fine character that you were chosen to be Grand Marshal, and everyone in St. Charles Parish will pass a good time because of your endeavors. I have a gift from you for all of us to show our appreciations. Congratulations and best wishes for that day and every day to follow.
Well, I've been going to the Luling Parade for 45 years, and I just want to tell you how excited I am to be the Grand Marshal of the parade this year. I want to invite each and every one of you out to come out and celebrate it with us. Thank y'all for this.
Okay, next on our agenda is 2022-0043. In recognition, Father Anthony, I'm going to try this, Odilon, the 2020 Parade Chaplain, the Crew of Louisville. Mr. Jewell.
Thank you, Chairman. Parade Chaplain 2022, Crew of Louisville, Father Anthony Odiong. On behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, I welcome Father Anthony Odiong, 2022 Parade Chaplain of the Crew of Louisville. On Saturday, March 26, 2022, you shall perform your duties as Parade Chaplain of the Crew of Louisville and bring joy and merriment to the citizens of St. Charles Parish. It is because of your wisdom and fine character that you were chosen to be Parade Chaplain, and everyone in St. Charles Parish will pass a good time because of your endeavors. I have a gift from you to show our appreciation. Congratulations and best wishes for that day and for every day following.
I would like to thank the crew of Lul for choosing me to be chaplain this year. I've only lived in Luling 7 years. And I'll make this promise. I'll bless everybody on that day and make sure they all behave. That's all I can guarantee. But I want to thank you all for the great job you're doing leading the parish, especially the cleanup process after Ida was simply remarkable. God bless you all.
Okay, next on our agenda is 2022-0044, Crew of Disarmaments Day. Mr. Dufresne.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Proclamation, whereas on Sunday, February 27, 2022 at 1 p.m., the Crew of Disarmaments will parade through the streets of Disarmaments, and whereas the community of Disarmaments has enjoyed a carnival parade for over 50 years, and whereas this community event is organized and directed by a group of citizens who give of their time and talent to make this event possible, and whereas the residents of St. Charles Parish are truly grateful for their dedication and hard work. Now, therefore, be it resolved, we, the members of the St. Charles Parish Council and the Parish President, do hereby proclaim Sunday, February 27, 2022, as Crew of Disarmaments Day. Be it further resolved, Sunday, February 27, 2022, is hereby declared a day of fun and festivity in St. Charles Parish. Be it further resolved, on behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, we do hereby extend our sincere thanks and appreciation to a group of citizens for their contribution to the Crew of Disarmaments. Ms. Mitzi P.T., Ms. Janet Terrio, Sherry False, and Lynn Pickett will come up and accept. Oh, I also want to thank Public Works for fixing the turn.
We just want to say thank you for this proclamation and that it is good to be back, and we hope to see everyone on the parade route. Thank you.
Mardi Gras cookies. It's all good for everybody. All right, next on our agenda is 2022-0045, in recognition, Mr. Roland Ronnie Daus and Miss Nancy Rome Daus. I hope I pronounced that right. I didn't murder it. All right, 2020 King and Queen, Crew of Disarmaments. Mr. Jewell.
Thank you, Chairman. 2022 Crew of Disarmaments. Mr. Roland Ronnie Daus and Mrs. Nancy Rome Daus, on behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, I'm honored to present you the 2022 King and Queen of the Crew of Disarmaments, the Scroll of St. Charles Parish, and the Key of St. Charles Parish. On Sunday, March 6th, you shall reign as King and Queen of fun and festivities. As your royal subjects, we request that you suspend all daily labors, fees, and any other impediments that may interfere with the public enjoyment. We request that you cancel all cares and quarrels, directing every effort towards fun and merriment without confusing Mardi Gras with other issues. We look forward to your reign on a bright and beautiful day in St. Charles Parish. Congratulations and best wishes for an exciting and memorable day. All hail the King and Queen of the town.
not much of a talker. You know that, Nikki. I'm not much of a talker. Well, we'd just like to thank everyone for inviting us to receive this beautiful gift. We will treasure it. We appreciate it dearly, and we love it. So thank you all very much for everything you've done for us. And we invite y'all over to come see our parade and laisser le bon temps rouler with all of us.
Okay, next on our agenda is 2022-046. In recognition, Ms. Yvette Peachy Roger, 2022 Grand Marshal, Crew of Disarmaments. Mr. Jewell.
Thank you, Chairman. Miss Yvette Peachy Roger, on behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, I'd like to welcome you as the 2022 Grand Marshal of the Crew of Disarmaments. On Sunday, February 27th, you shall perform your duties as Grand Marshal of the Crew of Disarmaments and bring joy and merriment to the citizens of St. Charles Parish. It is because of your wisdom, your fine character, that you were chosen to be Grand Marshal, and everyone in St. Charles Parish will pass a good time because of your endeavors. I have a gift from you for all of us to show our appreciation. Congratulations and best wishes for that day and every day to follow.
A little bit over. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go. Oh, thank you.
Let the good times roll.
All right, next on our agenda is 2022. Thank you, Don. 0047. In recognition, Ms. Galen Fols, 2022 Grand Marshal, Crew of Disarmaments. Mr. Jewell.
On behalf of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, I welcome Miss Gay Lynn Fols, 2022 Grand Marshal of the Crew of Disarmaments. On Sunday, February 27th, you shall perform your duties as Grand Marshal of the Crew of Disarmaments and bring joy and merriment to the citizens of St. Charles Parish. It is because your wisdom and fine character that you were chosen to be Grand Marshal, and everyone in St. Charles Parish will pass a good time because of your endeavors. I have a gift from you to show our appreciation. Congratulations and best wishes for that day and every day to follow.
I'd like to thank all the parish council members, and we want to invite everybody to the Disarmaments Parade. Hopefully it's good weather. I'll put in my order for the big man. We'll see. Thank you.
Okay, next on our agenda is 2022-0048. That's Peanut Butter Collection Drive. Mr. Keith Dacus, the CEO of St. Charles Hospital, and I believe he's got a special friend joining him tonight. Keith, you want to come up and talk a little bit about what we got going on? Thank you. I'm sorry, Jim.
Hey, good evening. Thanks for having us. Jared Fuseli. I'm the AVP of Nursing for St. Charles Parish Hospital. Keith couldn't make it tonight, but he wanted me to thank you all for recognizing us tonight in our 29th annual Peanut Butter Drive that we've held. Yep. So everyone knows every year at the parades, Mr. Peanut is in the front of the parade collecting peanut butter for the needy of St. Charles Parish. All of the peanut butter collected in the parade goes to our local social concerns. In our first year, in 1993, we collected around 44 units of peanut butter. Last year, over 1,100 collected, even without the parade. So really a big thank you to the residents and the staff at St. Charles Parish Hospital for donating. This year, we asked that as you see the peanut walking down the road again, let's make it even bigger than last year. So thank you all. Yep.
Thank you, Jared. We appreciate it. And like I said, Jared asked for, we're going to take a picture? Let's take a picture. Come on. Why not break tradition?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, they all come. Okay.
Push in. Crowd in.
Nope.
Keep going.
Take the peanut, please.
Say something, Peanut. Come up here, say something.
Everybody settle down. Sort out. Okay, next on our agenda is 2022-0049. Purple Heart Parish, Mr. Jewell.
Thank you, Chairman. Resituate my. Thank you. A proclamation. Whereas the parish of St. Charles, Louisiana, and our community have a great admiration and the utmost gratitude and respect for all of the men and women who have and are selflessly serving their country and this community in the armed forces. And whereas veterans have paid the high price of freedom by leaving their families and communities and placing themselves in harm's way for the good of all. And whereas the contributions and sacrifices of the men and women who serve in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedoms and the way of life enjoyed by our citizens. And whereas many men and women in uniform have given their lives while serving in the armed forces. Whereas the citizens of our country and our community have received the Purple Heart Medal as a result of being wounded while engaging in combat with an enemy force constructed as a singularly meritorious act of essential service. And whereas the parish of St. Charles seeks to remember and recognize veterans who are the recipients of the Purple Heart Medal, now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the members of the St. Charles Parish Council and the parish president, do hereby proclaim the parish of St. Charles as a Purple Heart Parish, honoring the service and sacrifice of our nation's men and women in uniform, wounded or killed by the enemy while serving to protect our freedoms, and in recognition of our community's Purple Heart Medal recipients. Here tonight, I believe we have some folks from the VFW. We also have Brett Cusimano to be present as well.
Actually, before you do that, I have something for you all. The Military Order of the Purple Heart Special Recognition Award is bestowed with pride to St. Charles Parish, Louisiana, for your dedication and support honoring America's combat wounded veterans.
Becoming the Purple Heart Parish, presented by myself, Member at Large, Military Order of the Purple Heart, USA.
Beautiful, man. Good.
To all the council members, thank you so much for this honor. I greatly appreciate you all doing this for the parish of St. Charles. I do apologize that you all have to be the third in the state. I'm sorry, but hey, top three. This is a great honor. It is something that the Military Order of the Purple Heart bestows on cities, parishes, any type of entity for this. The only acknowledgement and the only criteria was what the parish president said, just the recognition. There's nothing else. And we are greatly honored to be here, to have served, and to have done what we did so that all of us could be here today. Thank you all so very much.
I just want to thank all of y'all for us having this. Now this gives us the right, when we do open the Veterans Plaza, that we will have a Purple Heart flag flying in there as a Purple Heart Parish. So it's just one more step to make that plaza that we're working on to get it done that much more better. Thank y'all. Appreciate everything.
Mr. Gibbs.
Thank you. Gentlemen, I want to personally thank you all for your service. Thank you so much. This is so impressive, and I'm a loss for words, but thank you for everything you've done for this country. Yes, sir.
One more thing, just give it a little bit of time. I have to send this up to the National Organization for Military Order of the Purple Heart, but it will be listed on the Purple Heart Trail website so that everybody and anybody can go on there and see that St. Charles Parish is a Purple Heart Parish.
Mr. Jewell.
Thank you, Chairman. I just kind of wanted to echo what Mr. Laverne said. We will have a designation at the Veterans Memorial Plaza for Purple Heart recipients. We'll be able to fly that Purple Heart flag. As the grandson of a Purple Heart recipient, and just as an admirer of the greatest generation and all of those who have served in our armed forces, thank you so much for your sacrifice.
Okay, next on our agenda, 2022-0050, Proclamation, National Kidney Month and World Kidney Day in St. Charles Parish. Whereas there's an estimated 37 million Americans with kidney disease and 1 in 3 adults are at risk for kidney disease, and whereas kidney disease is the 9th leading cause of death in the United States, and it is a growing in perseverance, and whereas most people are unaware of the risk factors for kidney disease include diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, and a family history of kidney disease. And whereas Louisiana ranks #1 per capita in incidences of chronic kidney disease because of the high prevalence of high blood pressure and diabetes in our population. And whereas African Americans, Hispanics, and Latinos are at increased risk for developing kidney disease, and whereas people hospitalized with COVID-19 are at a significant risk of developing an acute kidney injury, and whereas it is critical that the attention be brought to this often overlooked health crisis, and whereas March is National Kidney Month, and March 10, 2022 is World Kidney Day, and whereas the National Kidney Foundation of Louisiana is calling on to everyone to heart your kidneys and take the Minute for Your Kidneys quiz to raise awareness of kidney disease. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the members of the St. Charles Parish Council and the Parish President, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2022 as National Kidney Month and proclaim Thursday, March 10, 2022 as World Kidney Day in St. Charles Parish. We're going to go ahead and get this to the Louisiana Kidney Foundation. (2022-0051), a proclamation, Disability Awareness Month in St. Charles Parish. Mr. Dufresne.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Proclamation, whereas the Ark of St. Charles is a nonprofit organization committed to providing services and support that enable people of all ages with developmental and intellectual disabilities and special needs to attain their full potential, and whereas the Ark strives to promote and maintain a high level of professionalism in all areas and to maximize all resources, human and financial, in the interest of helping all persons they serve lead fulfilling and rewarding lives, and whereas the ARC includes over 140,000 members affiliated through more than 850 state and local chapters across the nation, and whereas it is important that every individual and family affected by intellectual and developmental disabilities have access to information, advocacy, and skills they need to participate as active members of their community and to live an ordinary, decent American life. And whereas people with intellectual and development disabilities and their families are valued, respected, and included in all communities, they direct their own lives and can choose services and support from many available sources. And they are empowered through nonprofit advocacy. State and federal governments administers programs and set a budget that meet everyone's needs. Now, therefore, be it resolved, we, the members of the St. Charles Parish Council and the Parish President, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2022 as Disability Awareness Month in St. Charles Parish. Be it further resolved, we, the members of the St. Charles Parish Council and the Parish President, do hereby urge that the citizens of St. Charles Parish give full support to efforts toward enabling people with intellectual and developmental disabilities to live productive lives and achieve their potential. Mr. Henry Freelou will come up and accept this.
Thank you, esteemed members of the Parish Council. My name is Malcolm Moore. I'm one of the clientele of the Ark of St. Charles, and I came with Mr. Freelou to accept the proclamation, and I wanted to say thank you for all of your help with the Ark of St. Charles.
(2022-0052) Proclamation, Lions Month in St. Charles Parish. Ms. Fonseca.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Proclamation. Whereas through services, Lions Clubs have impacted the lives of millions of people, and whereas the Lions engage our youth by helping to organize and participate in service projects, which may include school or community facility cleanups, or a visit to a home for senior citizens or a children's hospital, and whereas the Lions share the vision by planning vision health projects and working with the visually impaired, by organizing vision screenings, volunteering at nearby Lions eyeglass recycling centers, and by organizing an eyeglass collection. And whereas the Lions relieve the hunger by organizing food drives and projects to feed the hungry, to help alleviate hunger by planning events to collect and distribute food. And whereas the Lions protect our environment by implementing projects that improve and protect the environment, which may include organizing a highway cleanup, planting trees, or planning a community Earth Day event. And whereas it is the desire of the Parish Council and the Parish President to bring this most worthy organization to the attention of the citizens of St. Charles Parish, now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the members of the St. Charles Parish Council and the Parish President, do hereby proclaim March 2022 as Lions Month in St. Charles Parish. And I have Mrs. Sheila Bro here to accept.
Good evening. My name is Sheila Bro. I'm District Governor for District 8S of the Lions. I just wanted to thank y'all so much for this honor tonight to acknowledge the service that our Lions do in your parish. And just to give you some recent statistics, for Hurricane Ida, we served over 20,000 meals with the help of our foundation. Part of the money that was given to us, there was a $5,000 grant given to us through our foundation to help Destrehan High School, to help the teachers who lost their classrooms. We were able to provide supplies, and we delivered those to the school. We screen your children's eyes for your school system. My granddaughter's in the school system here, and her vision issue was caught by our Lions, actually. So I just want to thank y'all for acknowledging us. We will continue to be here for you. Always know that we are a resource, and we're here to serve, and we're here to help. So let us know if you need us. Thank you very much. Thank you.
(2022-0053), a proclamation, Trash Bash Cleanup and Recycling Awareness Day in St. Charles Parish. Mr. Jewell.
Thank you, Chairman. Proclamation. St. Charles Parish has long been recognized for its natural and rural beauty, and whereas parish leaders share a strong desire with residents to protect our environment, beginning at home, and whereas our vision to create a parish that is clean, attractive, and communicates pride within the community, and whereas litter is a detriment to the quality of life we enjoy in St. Charles Parish, and whereas many residents are interested in recycling and want to participate in order to reduce the amount of trash being brought to parish landfills, and whereas we realize that the need to come together to beautify our streets and byways in an effort to create our ideal community, and whereas Saturday, March 5th, is the 14th anniversary of the St. Charles Parish Trash Bash, where volunteers come together to pick up and dispose of trash along parish, state highways, servitudes, and right-of-ways. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the members of the St. Charles Parish Council, and the Parish President do hereby proclaim Saturday, March 5th, 2022 as Trash Bash Cleanup and Recycling Awareness Day in St. Charles Parish. Be it further resolved that the public is invited to help clean up St. Charles Parish beginning at 8:30 a.m. and ending with a celebration at 1:00 p.m., including food pickup and raffle tickets for door prizes at the Edward A. Dufresne Community Center, 274 Judge Edward Dufresne Parkway in Luling. Residents are urged to join the festivities by volunteering at www.scptrashbash.org or by calling 985-331-8604. And here to accept tonight, I have Ms. Chandra Sampe.
Hi, good evening, Council and Parish President members. So now more than ever, we need our community to come together, especially after an event such as Hurricane Ida, which hit during already a worldwide pandemic. We've made tremendous strides over the years and are hoping to get the parish back to the pre-storm conditions of roadside litter and trash. As always, the residents team up to clean up. They can choose a team or they can their own area, or they can be assigned an area through the registration at stcharlesparish.gov/trashbash. I think Mr. Jewell already went over the time frame of the event itself. Our vendors this year are Entergy, River Birch Environmental, Valero, Cajun Comfort Electric, and the Wetland Watchers. They will have face painting, games, and prizes after. River Birch will be on hand to display the new rapid rail garbage system that the residents will be receiving starting this May 1st of 2020. They will display the new type of rapid rail that everyone, we're really excited for this new service to start. We're really hoping that the residents just team up and come out and support the parish and getting us back in a more of a beautification project. So if you've noticed when you ride through the parish, we've got a lot of litter out there. So we're pushing really hard, and we're hoping for beautiful weather, and we're hoping for a really good turnout for this event. So, thank you.
Okay, reports, finance, and administrative activities. 2022-003, Grants Office. Ms. Chasson.
Good evening. As you know, I'm Carla Chasson. I'm here to present on the Grants Office. So, the Grants Office, as you know, we manage the majority, we oversee the majority of the outside funds that come to St. Charles Parish as far as federal funds, state funds, and local grants go. We also actively pursue grant funding when it comes to competitive opportunities that we have eligible projects for. So my office is staffed with myself, Ms. Jessica Baudouin, Nicole Baracco, and Stacy Duga. In looking back to 2021, St. Charles Parish was awarded almost $20 million in grant funds for 82 different projects. We categorize those across 3 different categories, from competitive funds, which makes up about a quarter of the funds the parish received, allocated funds, which is about half of that, and those funds, that's, I think, a record for St. Charles Parish, with $9 million in allocated funds, and $5 million of that came from the coronavirus disaster recovery funds through the American Rescue Plan Act, and that is going to go towards wastewater improvement projects. We also received about a quarter of our funds through the FEMA Public Assistance Program, and that is from Hurricanes Laura, Delta, Zeta, and then also a little bit for Hurricane Ida. When we talk about 2022, we have $9.6 million that has come in so far, and that's mostly as a result of Hurricane Ida. But we did have one competitive application that was funded. So I like to present my projects in the life cycle of a grant that kind of gives a broad overview of where we are today with all of our projects. And altogether, we're working on almost $150 million in funds. So that's split between almost $80 million in projects that we are trying to get funded, and then $70 million in projects that we are actively managing. So for applications that we are currently working on, Hurricane Ida makes up the majority of these numbers, but we're also working with the Louisiana Watershed Initiative to get 2 of the projects in Ormond to improve drainage in that area. We're working with them to get those funded. For applications that we have submitted, we're waiting to find out the fate of about $32 million in projects. The biggest funding request in this group is for a $10 million request we have in with CPRA for 2 pump stations in the Muntz area. We also have 2 elevation applications that makes up about $10 million as well. We have $6 million in projects that we're waiting on the grant application, the grant awards to be processed. The most recent award that I mentioned earlier was that competitive application. It's for the East Bank C plant filter upgrade, and we're getting about $1 million, and that's coming from the water sector program. It's a new program that the state has implemented, and they are funding that through their coronavirus disaster recovery funds that they've received. So we're happy that they're passing that on to the local governments to be able to extend what we're doing to respond to the coronavirus. So going into projects that we have post-award, things that we have grant awards for, we have $21.9 million in projects that are starting up, And some of those are the Kellogg T-Wall project, some residential elevations, and then also those wastewater projects. For projects that are ongoing, we've got $24 million in funding that we're overseeing for 47 ongoing projects. Half of this number represents Hurricane Ida projects that have been obligated and some of the 2020 disaster events. But this also includes projects like the Parody Canal Gate and additional residential elevations. And then we have a few projects in closeout as well, but they're still open but closed, and we still manage them until they are finally done and put to rest. So to give a big overview of the St. Charles Parish Elevations Program, I wanted to go through each one of them that we have. So we have 2 grants. The oldest one is from 2017. That one included 11 properties. We have 1 property out of that consolidated application left to elevate, and then we'll be able to send that one to close out. We have another grant that was from 2019. We kicked that one off last year, right before Hurricane Ida. So we were hoping to see some of these under construction by now, but since Hurricane Ida happened, we have been pushed back on that timeline. But we do have 2 projects that we received the construction documents on, and those are getting ready to go to construction. I also have 2 applications that are under review with FEMA. The fiscal year 20 application has 33 properties in it. We're hoping that FEMA gets their review finalized and we get the award before the end of the year and we can get those projects going. And then we just recently submitted to FEMA the one for the 46 properties. In total, we have $18.4 million in this program, and that's 121 properties. And if a resident is interested in elevations and has a property with repetitive flood losses, they can contact my office. These are some of the eligibility criteria where the property has to meet the definition of the program as a repetitive loss property. It has to pass a benefit cost analysis. The homeowner has to provide, if there's any type of match funding required for their property, they will have to provide that. One thing to keep in mind is that it is a competitive application process. It's not a guarantee that since we submitted an application that funds will become available. And then the other thing to keep in mind is that it takes a really long time. It takes like 3 years between applying and going through the FEMA approval process to when a resident can actually get into elevating. So we normally go after FEMA flood mitigation assistance applications, and those open up in August. So if someone calls us, we would be reaching out to them probably around that time frame. We may have another opportunity for elevation funding through some hazard mitigation funds that are coming from Hurricane Ida. So in talking about Hurricane Ida, I wanted to give you guys an overview of the disaster recovery funding that we can get because of this event. In the short term, we're able to apply to FEMA through their public assistance program. That helps us with costs associated with the debris cleanup, the parish's response for emergency protective measure expenses, and then also infrastructure, any damage to our parish infrastructure that may need repairs that's not covered under insurance. I have started working and calculating all of these expenses. I think that we're going to have about 26 project worksheets, so consider that like grant applications that we'll be submitting. We have 4 of them that have gone through the FEMA process and have been approved. And we have 2 of them that have been submitted and are under review, and 3 more in the process of submitting, and we're still getting documentation. It's a lot. When you look at long-term recovery funding, there's a few pots of funding that I'm following. The first one is Hazard Mitigation Grant Program from FEMA. We recently, the governor announced that $4.3 million is allocated to St. Charles Parish. Through this program, we have to put together applications for eligible projects that pass a benefit cost analysis to access these funds. I'm estimating that we would maybe get a grant award probably sometime next year, because those projects do have to go through that FEMA approval process, and hopefully we'll get some of those funds. Another funding pot that we can go after usually is the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Funds through HUD, but that's a much longer time frame. The Louisiana Watershed Initiative funds that I mentioned earlier are a result of a disaster from 2016, and we're finally getting to the point of applying for it now. So just to give you an idea, it's probably about 5 to 7 years out for that pot of funds. And then the EDA gets some funds for the Economic Adjustment Assistance Program. And I'm hoping that comes soon, and I have an idea for the Judge Edward Dufresne Parkway Extension Project to submit to that. And I want to conclude my report with this. I went to a disaster recovery symposium a few years back, and there was this quote that it really resonated with me, and I wanted to share it with everyone because Mr. Foray, it resonated with him just now, so I figured everyone would be able to have it resonate with them, I guess. So it's Mr. Steve Castner. He's a former FEMA long-term community recovery employee, and he says, disaster recovery is convoluted, circular, dysfunctional, frustrating, and complex. It is too fast and at the same time too slow. Focusing on one element only means that there is neglect of another. No one seems to be pleased no matter how hard everyone works. Decisions must be made at every step, sometimes quickly and sometimes only perceived as needed quickly. So, and we definitely feel that in our office with putting this stuff together and working with FEMA on a daily basis. It seems like the process changes every time, and we try to make it as easy as possible when it comes back to the parish. But I hope that everyone's doing okay after Hurricane Ida, and that concludes my report. And if you have any questions, just let me know.
Thank you, Ms. Chestnut. Ms. Belloc.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Ms. Fonseca.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Carla, on the mitigation funds that have been allocated to the parish for Hurricane Ida, what are the projects that are being considered?
So far, the governor's only announced it, so we haven't even had any communication as far as when the applications are due, what's the cost share. We have had a conversation about the elevations, doing additional residential elevations. We talked about a drainage project, and we talked about a safe room project. That would maybe account for almost the $4.3 million across those three projects, but my strategy is to put together applications for maybe about $15 million because they've announced the 4.3, but they also are saying that additional funds can come as a result. So we are going to start working heavily on that, but we're kind of waiting to see what they're saying as far as what's the eligible projects and what's the opportunity for us.
Yeah, I mean, that amount is by far the largest hazard mitigation funding amount that we've ever gotten as a result of a disaster. And I would expect the community development disaster recovery funding to also be the largest. And the last time that the largest thus far would be Hurricanes Gustav and Ike. We got $4.9 million, and we used it for the Edward A. Dufresne Community Center. So we could really make an impact on the parish with this kind of funding. As far as elevations for mitigation, hazard mitigation, you can get elevations awarded through other programs. I would target things that don't have funding through other programs first with that sort of funding. Just my suggestion. But I also wanted to, thank you for all the work that you're continuing to do. And I know what goes on behind the scenes and what it takes. And like you said, nothing in the grants world is fast. It takes a lot of switching gears on a daily basis between multiple projects and multiple grant awards to keep them going to reach the final step of closure. And that is why this parish gets, sometimes money's allocated. Like you saw, that was also the largest number of allocated funding we've ever had, probably mostly from the COVID, like you said, American Rescue Plan. But the office has built a reputation of handling grant funding properly and getting the awards done within the deadline set in the award agreement, and it takes a tremendous effort to coordinate all of that and the cooperation across all the departments. So I just commend you for continuing to do such a good job.
Thank you.
Mr. Jewell.
Thank you. I'm going to kind of echo what Holly said. I just want to thank Carla, Stacy, Nicole, and Jessica in that office. You know, I certainly couldn't do that job. The level of excruciating detail that you have to go through with some of these grant applications, and with some of the ones that we've been seeing, I come from the state, it seems like the guidance changes in the middle of the application process. So thanks for all you do, and thank your team for all the hard work that they've been doing, especially since Hurricane Ida. Those PWs aren't easy. FEMA requires extraordinary amounts of detail again. They don't just want to know what park something was damaged at. They want to know the park, and they want to know a longitude and latitude of the damage. And it's been a team effort between all the departments getting that information to Carla and her team, and you guys submitting the PW. It seems like the expedited PWs aren't as expedited as we thought they would be, but we're working very diligently to get that money back into the parish. And want to thank the council again for allowing us to get that $20 million line of credit, because that has greatly helped us continue the recovery effort.
Yeah, FEMA used fancy words like streamlined, expedited, and then it's like I guess I didn't know the definition of those words because it didn't turn out to be streamlined or expedited. So, thank you guys.
Thank you, Carla. Appreciate everything you and your department do. Ms. Fonseca.
Just one more question. I gather from your presentation that we're now handling public assistance in-house again. Is that correct?
So for Hurricane Ida, we do have the BBEC on task order for Hurricane Ida. We are doing it as a joint effort. They are not doing everything. I have two of my staff members who are spending probably 80 to 90% of their time handling Hurricane Ida. Myself is probably 50 to 60% completely Hurricane Ida. The way it works out is we still have to pull the documentation and we have to gather it to turn it over to these consultants. So we have to track it, and then if they were to go ahead and put everything into a spreadsheet, we have to make sure that that's right. So we just go ahead and we do that documentation ourselves. Where the consultant became very instrumental is working with things that I haven't seen before, and I don't know if we even had these things since Hurricane Ida, stuff like commercial debris collection, canal debris, private property debris, situations like we had to relocate the offices within the courthouse and making sure that all of those things come into FEMA compliance. There was so many things to pay attention to that those more complicated tasks, fuel, we used a substantial amount of fuel in all the generators that we had for Hurricane Ida, and they are helping to track all of that to get us to get those reimbursements. So it's a lot of we're handling a lot of it, but they are also doing their job as well. And they've been, it was very nice to be able to have someone to go to with those things that canal debris, I don't know. So they were able to kick in and help out with that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, 2022-0035, Parish President's Remarks Report. Mr. Jewell.
Thank you, Chairman. Give me a second here to open up the presentation. Okay. All right, just want to give an update on this project. I did mention this at the last council meeting. This was a road/drainage project that we did near Michael Drive. The main thing that we did was install much larger culverts. I believe we had a 24-inch culvert there, and we went with a 48. Is that correct, Miles? 48 arch. Part of the road side of this project was now we filled in this large ditch that was in a really sharp turn, just kind of giving a shoulder, making it a little bit safer just in case a motorist were to go off of the shoulder there. So you can see they've framed and poured a catch basin, and as soon as that has dried, they'll open that back up, and they will dress up the area as well as re-asphalt the area where the culvert went across the road. And that was in Willowdale, I'm sorry. All right, we have CES as a part of storm recovery, doing some work throughout the parish. The parish is shorthanded right now with employees. You'll hear about that in a second. So they are all around the old Luling area where they're working to blow out all of the subsurface drainage. And they're on a task order contract, so we will be moving them around to different areas as we see fit. And we'll go to the next. I know we posted about this. I'm not sure we spoke to the council about it, but we've been doing some dredging along St. Rose Avenue, where we are a lot of the neighborhoods kind of converge and then come down St. Rose Avenue. So we're just redredging that canal, getting all of those lilies. You can see he's working away from the cameraman in this picture, and you can see just how congested that road is. Okay, we're also doing the same thing across the Cross River. We're dredging Cousins Canal, so you can see that work going on there. Part of that was also removing some storm debris that was also not visible, but you can see the long arm excavator and our drainage heavy crew is dredging that canal. Okay. Parish did receive a new culvert truck. I think this was ordered probably at the end of 2020 maybe, or the beginning of 2021. And we finally got it in. It's new, it's stronger, it has much better technology, it's safer. So our crews were out training on the new culvert truck, so keep an eye out, and you may see the culvert truck near you. As always, if you have a resident or you see a culvert that needs to be blown out, please submit a work order on that. On March 5th, we have Trash Bash. Spoke about that a little bit earlier. But starting at 8:30 a.m., we're going to go out and clean up St. Charles Parish. So I am encouraging all of our council members and anybody at home listening to get a team together, you and your friends or your family, and go out and clean an area of St. Charles Parish that may be important to you. Could be along a main thoroughfare. It could be just your street. But we encourage everybody to get out. We need as much participation as we can. I think last year we had probably the biggest trash bash participation that we'd ever seen. And as Chandra said, we need it more now than we ever have. That storm really blew a lot of debris around. And frankly, you have the debris and trash trucks from all the other parishes coming through our parish to get to the landfill, and I've seen it happen time and time again where they do lose some debris along our main roads, mainly Highway 90 and Airline Highway. Next, we have more line dancing. This is different from the line dancing that you saw at the last council meeting. The registration for this line dancing will run from March 2nd to March 31st. The program will run Mondays and Wednesdays from April 4th to June 29th, 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. This program is for those who are 18 years and older, and registration is required. For more information, please contact the Department of Parks and Recreation at 985-783-5090. Next, you've probably seen, we've shared this on Facebook. Our comprehensive plan meetings are underway, and the parish is undergoing a parish-wide planning process to update the 2030 master plan. We're getting to the end of this process, and we have an open house for residents to come and give their opinions on the land use plans, and hopefully the consultants can incorporate that into the plan. So that is on Tuesday at Plantation View Medical Offices in Destrehan, and Wednesday at the Edward A. Dufresne Community Center in Luling. Both days are from 5 to 7 p.m. So we have one East Bank option and a West Bank option. Okay, next we have job openings. We have animal control officer, carpenter, engineer intern, equipment operator 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm sorry. Grass cutter 2, groundskeeper, laborer, pump technician helper, shop mechanic helper, and utility billing clerk 1. So, and on those operator positions, I think we have multiple of some of those operator positions open. So it has been very tough getting people to apply and to come work. I guess like everybody else, we have the help wanted sign up, and we are looking for people who want to come and make a career at St. Charles Parish. We understand that we cannot be as competitive with private industry when it comes to salaries, but the long-term benefits in St. Charles Parish are probably unmatched by anywhere you'll see in private industry. So we are encouraging you to come work for St. Charles Parish and make a career here. And with that, if anybody is interested in applying, they can call the personnel office at 985-783-5000. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Jewell. Ms. Fonseca.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With regards to the job openings, is there an ongoing study of the market being done? And what's the status of that?
Yeah, so we have embarked with SSA consultants to do a job study. We've gotten a lot of raw data back. We are looking at options on our pay plan itself, looking at revising not just the jobs and where they fall, but also revising the pay plan, looking at doing something a little bit more structured that gives our employees a little bit more of a forward-looking view on where their progression as a parish employee can be. Something that would more mimic the federal government and some of our other parish governments that we have. We were able to take, there is an option that you can go in and request certain positions above what the Civil Service Board has them ranked. We call them,
Red line.
They call it a red circle rule. And that's when you're having either a recruitment challenge or if you have someone who has exceptional qualifications, you can go in and request the board do that. So at the last Civil Service Board meeting, which I think was February 5th, we took our operators 1, 2, 3, 4, our parish engineer position 1s and 2, and then we also took animal control officer. These are positions, at least for the operators 1 through 4 and the animal control officers, we're having a lot of trouble finding people to fill it. So we did improve the salary with the approval of the board by around 13% for those. And that is in line with what we've done is in line with government minimums. So we had SSA study governments, and we had SSA study the private market. So we get a government minimum and maximum, and we get a market minimum and maximum. Our government minimums are low, and that's where we know we have to make room to kind of get our minimums to at least competitive with other governments. St. Charles Parish shouldn't be losing people to other parishes. We also know that we have highly qualified people in other parishes who live here, who work for other parishes, who want to come and work for us. And we want those people to come. So what I call the first phase of our job study was this kind of surgical approach in looking at our really hard to fill positions and trying to get those up. I plan to meet with the personnel office this week to see where we are with applications on those. And then the longer phase obviously is to implement the entire job study, implement that new pay plan. And obviously the council has to approve a pay plan after the Civil Service Board, the parish president approve. And it's obviously something we'll have to look at the budget with as well.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that y'all are sort of thinking outside the box a little bit on this because, it's two pieces. It's number one, attracting people in the first place. But once you have them hired, you need to be able to keep them. So whatever, we can do to improve that situation and have a lot less vacancies of job openings would be great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jewell. Ordinances, resolutions introduced for publication, public hearing, Monday, March 7th, 2022, 6 p.m. Council Chambers, Courthouse, Hanville. 2022-0030, 2022-0036, 2022-037. Please note you have a revised version of Exhibit A in your supplemental agenda. 2022-0038, 2022-0055, 2022-0056, 2022-0057. Ordinances scheduled for a public hearing introduced at previous meetings. This is a first, no items? Wow. Okay, resolutions. On behalf of the applicant, the administration has requested that file number 2022-0031 be postponed indefinitely. 2022-0031 is a resolution endorsing a waiver from Appendix C, Subdivision Regulations of 1981, Section 3, God bless you, Geomeric Standards, E building lines as requested by Bunge North America Incorporated. We have to have Michael explain it, or we just go straight to the? Okay. File number 2022-0031 is now open for public comment. Is there anyone who would like to come up and speak regarding this item? Please do so now. Please state your name, address for the record. You have 3 minutes to speak.
Kyle Greer, Bunge North America here in Destran. We just would like to have the resub deferred to the next meeting. It's administrative reasons on our end. Everything in the application is still the same. That's all.
Thank you. Could you come back, repeat your name, please, for the record?
Kyle Greer.
Kyle Greer.
Greer.
Thank you, Ms. Greer. Appreciate it. Seeing none, public comment is closed. Any council discussion? Okay, I need a motion and a second to postpone indefinitely file number 2022-0031. I have a motion by Ms. Billings, second by Ms. Fonseca. Please cast your votes to postpone indefinitely file number 2022-0031. And that motion passes unanimously. 2022-0032, a resolution endorsing a waiver from Appendix C, Subdivision Regulations of 1981, Section 3, Geomeric Standards, C lots, 1 size B width, and E building lines as requested by Stanford and Christie Lucky. Mr. Albert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This would normally be an administrative re-subdivision that we would handle internally. Because a waiver is required, it needed to go to the Planning Commission. The staff recommended denial on the waiver. Planning Commission recommended approval. In effect, what's going on is there are 3 lots under common ownership, and that requires that when there are non-conforming lots, they all come into conformity upon a subdivision action. The Lot A with the existing house is the one in question, and the applicants are requesting it to stay in the same configuration it is now. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Okay. File number 2022-0032 is now open for public comment. If there's anyone who would like to come up and speak regarding this item, please do so now. Please state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, public comment is closed. Ms. Gordon.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Michael, this particular case right here, they're on a rock road, right? Isn't this a rock road? It's not the rock road? Okay. Okay. That's fine.
No.
No? Okay, Ms. Cormier.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is on the corner of Wade Street and Penn Street. Not a rock road. Penn needs to be resurfaced, but it's not a rock road. This is actually in my district. I've had no one reach out in opposition to this and actually talk to the applicants. There's an empty lot where they're looking to build a new house, and it's those three that are connected by ownership that have caused, this concern or question from the Planning Commission. So that we do have other lots in Mimosa Park that were zoned this size, non-conforming, of course, but they were done. This is an old subdivision, very little land left to be developed, and this is just one small piece where they want to build a house, and it's going to be a starter home, and it doesn't seem to really cause a problem for anybody surrounding. So I would appreciate your support.
Okay, council discussion. Anybody else? Nope. Please cast your votes for file number 2022-0032. And that motion passes with 9 yeas. (2022-0033), a resolution endorsing a waiver from Appendix C, Subdivision Regulations of 1981, Section 3, Geomeric Standards, B Blocks 3, arrangement as requested by Dolores Hamilton. Mr. Albert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a situation you've seen several times, even in the past couple months, a long track where lots have been informally managed and built upon over the years through unapproved surveys. This application would formalize Lot 23-1 where an existing home is. The department recommended approval, as did the Planning Commission.
Okay, thank you. File number 2022-003 is now open for public comment. If there's anyone who would like to come up and speak regarding this item, please do so now. Please state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, public comment is closed. Any council discussion? Seeing none, please cast your votes for file number 2022-0033. That motion passes with 9 yeas. Appointments, 2022-0026, a resolution to appoint a member of the St. Charles Parish Planning and Zoning Commission as District 3 representative. The council chairman will accept the nomination from the District 3 council member to fill the vacancy caused by the resignation of the term of Mr. David P. Schexnayder. Unexpired term to begin immediately and expire May 31st, 2025. Mr. Gibbs.
Mr. Chair, I'll have this resolved in our next meeting on March 7th. I need to defer one more time, please.
Okay. I need a motion and a second to defer. Oh, no need a motion. I'm sorry. We can just defer it to the next meeting. Thank you very much, Michelle. Okay, 2022-0054, a resolution to appoint a member to the St. Charles Parish Library Board of Control as a District 6 representative. On Monday, March 7, 2022, Council Chairman will accept nomination from the District 6 council member to fill a vacancy caused by the expiration of the term of Ms. Lori Lyons, 5-year term to begin April 1st, 2022, and expire April 1st, 2027. Meetings, announcements, and notices. Meetings. Housing Authority, Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022, 6 p.m., Council Chambers. Hospital Service District 1, Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022, 2 p.m., Council Chambers. Lafourche Basin Levy District, Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022, 6 p.m., Lafourche Basic District Office, 2380 Highway 20, Vacherie. Planning and Zoning Commission, Tuesday, March 3rd, 2022, 6 p.m., Council Chambers. St. Charles Parish Council, Monday, March 7th, 6 p.m., in the Council Chambers. Announcements. Crew of Months Parade, Saturday, February 26th, 10 a.m. in Months. The Crew of Lou Parade, Saturday, February 26th, 2022, noon in Luland. Crew of Desalmans Parade, Sunday, February 27, 2022, 1 p.m. to Zalman's. Parish holiday, Monday, February 28, 2022, President's Day observed. Parish holiday, Tuesday, March 1st, 2022, Mardi Gras. I need a motion and a second to adjourn our meeting. I have a motion by Ms. Gordon and second by Ms. Billings. Please cast your votes. That's 9 yeas, and we are officially adjourned. Everybody have a safe and happy Mardi Gras.